So recently I've noticed that a lot of people are recommending installing Linux on PCs with old hardware. While that may be a good idea for a lot of use cases, there is one case where that may warrant a second thought: old gaming PCs. Sure, there may be a lot of older PCs that may benefit from an extra lightweight Linux install, installing something like Puppy Linux and the like. This definitely helps older hardware connect to the internet safely, as well as helping them to run some offline productivity apps that you may find on Linux, like AbiWord or GNumeric. However, the situation for older gaming PCs isn't that straightforward. One of the problems you'll probably run into is Vulkan compatibility. Some older graphics cards either don't have Vulkan support or have incomplete/partial Vulkan support, so running games on them won't be as straightforward as installing them through Steam and running them through the Proton compatibility layer. There may be ways to run it using other methods or workarounds, but it's never going to be as simple as an install from Steam. Also, after all of that, some games may flat out refuse to run at all. Another problem is Wayland support for apps. While it's not a significant number of apps, some apps are starting to look for a Wayland session in order to run. This happened to me while trying to install Fender Studio so I could check it out. While in an Xorg session, the app wouldn't open at all. Turns out Fender Studio was just looking for a Wayland session, and it wouldn't open because it didn't find one. This becomes a problem when trying to run those older apps using older graphics cards that do not have Wayland support, which is, a lot of older PCs with dedicated graphics. Lastly, you may experience significant overhead while running games through Proton or Wine on older PCs. Yes, there are reports of some games running better on Linux than on Windows. However, this is probably not most games and probably only a thing that happens on newer PCs/handhelds. Through experience, however, whenever I run games on my old PC using Linux, I either get a slight performance hit, a big performance hit with some games, or it runs more or less the same than it does on Windows. This is not to say that Linux isn't suitable for all older gaming PCs. It just depends on what hardware you have, what games you want to run, and what you plan on doing with your older hardware. Some of these older PCs can be great emulation machines if you don't need to run Windows games on them, or if you're okay with the trade-off of Windows game compatibility for emulation. It all depends on your needs. With this video, I don't want to put people off from installing Linux on their PCs. However, I do think that this is something to keep in mind when considering taking that step. Do you guys run Linux on your old gaming PCs? Have you tried running Linux on an old gaming PC but ran into some issues? Let me know in the comments. I've been EC Tech, and thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Peace.